In Belgium, we have mainly top fermentation ale beers, like the Trappist beers. Now, regarding Brussels, 1200, a first wall was built. That would be the one we're going to see around the corner. Inside were canals. People are crowded. In front of canals being open sewer. Bacteria was everywhere. People were dying very quickly. At that time, the Germans, they ended up putting hops inside beer. The beer became bitter, 1200, and eventually bitterness is something bacteria doesn't like. Eventually it was a safe drink. Here, Brussels has more than 100 breweries making this safe water. Pretty much all killed when tap water came to be run. All of them but one, Cantillon. Cantillon put a sign outside saying museum, they don't pay taxes, so they survive. Now, regarding the lambic beer, it was a very cheap type of beer in the Middle Ages. Grain, barley, and wheat to make it cheaper, hops, boiling, and wishing for the best. They know they got more chances in winter, and that's all that they knew. Today, 2012, we know that this spontaneous thing, the magic, came out of yeast, airborne yeast, levadura. Pretty much you see the green stuff, all the fungus. In wintertime, it's full of them. People got flu, boiling this thing, putting it in a vessel, wishing for the best, meaning like more than 80 different type of airborne yeast or wild yeast comes, takes the sugar out of those grains, producing spontaneous fermentation, farting, CO2, and eventually come up with a lambic, a primitive beer, a little sour. Eventually, because it's sour, some people put cherries. Remember the cherries in the south? The Flemish cherry means creek. If you want to try the local thing, it would be a lambic. Or if you like it more kind of cherries flavor, that would be a lambic creek. The lambic creek won't be sweet, the traditional one, because the yeast will get the sugar before you, pretty much. Now, regarding Belgian beers, we have to go back to the 1860s. Louis Pasteur goes into the microscope and he divided the yeast, or he found the yeast, into groups. When the yeast gets inoculated into a pond, boiling thing with hops and grains, there are a group that goes to the bottom, ferments in the bottom. The bottom is colder. The main character of that is the grain, because it's colder. The Germans went for them and they call it lager. Lager beer, Pilsener lager, meaning Pilsener barley. They use barley, and that will be the main character, the type of barley. Now, here in Belgium, they don't do that. The Germans, I forgot to say, they drink it into a pint. It's very cold, so to keep it cold, they put a handlebar, so you don't have to touch the glass. That will be in Germany. Now, in Belgium, we have top fermentation, means like when the animal, the yeast, gets into the pool, goes to the surface, and ferments from the top, creating foam. That will be on the warmer part. It ferments like around 14 Celsius degrees. That comes to two things. On one hand, at that temperature, the main character is the hop. That come up with a hoppy beer or hops or dry hop or whatever it is the combination of hops to get the flavor. Another thing is it's easier to reach 8 to 14 Celsius degrees, making re-fermentation easier. That's why Belgian beers pretty much have more alcohol, because they are re-fermented. A cheap and good beer, if you want to know, are the Trappist beers. Those monks, the Trappists, they ran away from the French Revolution and they came to Belgium, a Roman Catholic country. There are 6 of them at the moment. They do it in abbeys by monks, and pretty much they do re-fermentation, putting more sugar and more yeast into the bottle. So if you're gonna get one of those, you have to be out of a bottle, it will be closed, it will be alive, it will be yeast eating sugar inside. Beer usually has like around 5% of alcohol. Doing this process, it will go up because the yeast will be taking the sugar. If it goes below 8%, meaning between 5 and 8%, that will be a Trappist double. If it goes beyond 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, that will be a Trappist triple, pretty much. And then we have many types of microbreweries. Today, they get hops from everywhere. So a Belgian beer can have a lot of hops from Oregon, from Bavaria, from whatever place. It will be like coffee, a combination of flavors and blends, pretty much. That's what you can do with a top fermentation ale beer. Re-ferment with more hops. That's about it.